Welcome back to Kiki's Self Mastery. My name is Kiki LaFleur, and today I'm going to give you 5 ways to skyrocket your value overnight. Number 1, master your presence. The way you carry yourself, it speaks before you ever do. You need to fix your posture, refine your style, move in confidence, because it instantly shifts the way people perceive you. I knew firsthand that my energy alone introduces me before I ever do. So I made it a point to raise my vibration as well as my confidence, because that alone, people can see through it, whether they want to or not. You know what I mean? So I did the work. I did a lot of diligent work on myself to make sure that I'm able to, 1, walk with my head held high, because my mama always taught me never walk with your head held down. And that has been something that has stuck with me all my life, and that came with a lot of weight. It wasn't just walking with your head held down so people won't see you looking sad. No, it's walking with your head held high so people can see to know not to fuck with you. There's a lot to it, trust me. I wanted people to see me immediately and know not to fuck with me. That's just me. Like, that's me. It may not be for you, but that's me. And the thing is, people still try you, but it limits how many people try you. You know what I mean? Depending on the level of confidence you have, depending on how willing they are to test your boundaries. Quite honestly, some people just want to see if you're bluffing or not. And once they try you, they realize really quickly that you aren't. You are a force. You aren't a force to be reckoned with. You are divine. You are highly protected. No matter what they do or what they say, you can't be touched. So understand that your presence says a lot about who you are. Like, I can read people literally. From the time I see them, I know exactly who they are. And it's crazy because you also have to pray and ask for discernment so that you are able to read people, because you want to be able to read people. You want to know, who is this person? What is their intention before they even open their mouth? And by the time they do, you already know exactly who they are. It don't get any simpler than that. But you have to ask for these things. You got to pray for these things. Otherwise, you walking blind and you walking into destruction. You don't know who you're involved with. You don't know who you're hanging around. You don't know if these people are for you or against you when you're walking blind, deaf, and dumb. Don't do that. Don't be one of those people. Number 2, upgrade your knowledge. So powerful. Because once you have knowledge and understanding, you have wisdom. So powerful. So do what you have to do to either read, study, and sharpen your expertise. Being well-rounded makes you valuable in conversations, whether it be business or just life in general. Hands down. You have to be able to speak to any and everyone. Not a lot of people have that opportunity. Why? Because they do not read a lot of books. They do not do self-education. Some people feel like their education stops once they leave school. And for me, that was never my mindset. I'm always willing and open to learn almost anything, time willing, of course. I value my time, so I don't just learn nonsense, but I'm so open to knowledge. You know what I mean? So it makes me really well-rounded to the point where I can have a conversation with a lot of people from different parts of the earth. Like, I am not excluded from the conversation whatsoever. Why? Because I have educated myself well enough to at least hold a simple conversation with some depth into it. It's not all surface. I really do love going deep, but you can't go deep with everyone. Not everybody's even capable of going deep. Trust me, I know, which is whack and boring. That's another topic on its own, okay? But nonetheless, having a vast range of knowledge makes you a really interesting person to be around. So trust me on that. Quick interruption. Please do me a solid. I would truly appreciate you if you just hit the like button. It helps my channel so much so that other people can get this message as well. Thank you. Number 3, stop being easily accessible. When you set boundaries, you move with exclusivity. Period. People respect your time and presence more. Scarcity creates demand. I know this so vividly because it happens a lot with family. Family can really take you for granted. If you have ever been in my situation where you've kind of stepped back from certain people, you realize that when you come back into their life, when you go to another family gathering or so and so forth, you realize how excited they are to see you compared to if you're there at every single event, every single family gathering, every single time. You lose value. they're so used to you. They know what to expect. I've learned that tidbit with family, and I use it wisely. I love being around my family, so I don't do it very often. But when it comes to friends, when it comes to outsiders, just anybody, I really take advantage of this opportunity to not make me fully available, because I've learned that when people don't respect you at all, it shows a lot more when you're around a lot. You know what I mean? Like, they really start to show their true colors, and you start to become common in their eyes, and the lines that they probably wouldn't cross if you weren't around as often, because they don't know you as well. There's still a lot of layers to you that you haven't revealed to them yet. They're less likely to cross certain lines, but when you're around them all the time, they think they know you, and they're willing to do and say whatever. And again, this comes with making sure you're around the people that celebrate you and not hate on you. You know what I mean? Let's just say you aren't there yet. You aren't there yet at that place in your life where you're removing all the snakes in the grass and things like that. Some of the people that you currently may be around, they're taking you for granted. And because of that, they're crossing boundaries after boundaries after boundaries. And that's mainly because you're around a lot. But I promise you, if you start to pull yourself back, they start to miss you. They start to question, hey, where's this person? Where's that person? And then when you do come around, they're like, oh, hey, what up? Where you been? What you been? It's all love. It's all love. You have to use that to your advantage. And it's not even for, like, just now let's forget about the snakes in the grass. Let's forget about the people that ain't for you. Even the people that celebrate you. Mainly because you have to dedicate more time to yourself than you do with everybody else, so that by the time you do come around, you're seen as more valuable. And that goes to the people you celebrate as well. I don't want to see them all the time either. I want to have an opportunity to miss them. It's the same thing when you're in a relationship. I want to have an opportunity to miss you. Go to work. Go to work. When you come home, I'm going to miss you. You know what I mean? Like, I really want an opportunity to say, damn, I miss this person. I want to see them. I want to hang out with you. I want to chill with you. You have to create a level of scarcity and distance so that people can value you. Because unfortunately, us as human beings, we take people for granted. And once you know that, it's easier to kind of pull back sometimes. It's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Also, if you've ever been in a relationship where your partner just disregards your boundaries, this is a great opportunity to stop being accessible. A really great opportunity to start implementing your boundaries, because they already are used to having you around whenever, however, and they don't appreciate you that way. But when you set boundaries, when you create scarcity, it's a different story. They start to look at you a different way and value you way more compared to someone who's at their beck and call. There's a difference. Number 4, communicate with power. Speak with clarity, confidence, and purpose. The way you express yourself, it can make or break an opportunity. Now, this applies to relationships. It applies to friendship. It doesn't matter. Especially when you have boundaries, especially when you need and want certain things done. Depending on how you communicate that will determine on how well it is perceived and received and even followed through by the other person. You can't be passive, otherwise you're going to get passive behavior. You can't be too aggressive because you're going to get that back. It really is a sweet spot of really knowing how to communicate with people in such a way that doesn't defend them. You aren't lacking in tact. You are communicating in a nurturing, supporting, fulfilling way. If anything, amplifies how much they want to help compared to talking down on people or giving people a hard time or just being too passive and scared and timid. Like, none of that works. Once you grasp that, you realize that you can get so much out of people just by the way you communicate with them. Number 5, invest in yourself. Ooh, this is a good one. Whether it's skincare, fitness, mindset, or skills, self-improvement shows. Elevate yourself and the world will take notice. It's simple. It really is. You have to understand, like, I am not the same person that I was last year, the year before that, the year before that. Of course I'm not. But what is different is the elevation process that I have put myself through, my own personal development, my day in and day out of growth, constantly elevating. If there's a part of me that feels complacent, I'm done. See ya, adios, no way. Because I don't know what it's like to stay stuck in an environment that doesn't serve me. And the thing is, I recognize when it doesn't serve me. A lot of people are so stuck in their cycle that they don't even know that they've outgrown a spot. If they have grown it at all. But for me, because I'm always elevating, I'm always excelling, I'm always trying to be the best version of myself, better than yesterday, it's easy for me to recognize when I'm no longer fitting in this box. So if anything, I go through a lot of cycles where I hit the ceiling and I'm trying to break out of it. And I know that I've hit the ceiling because it always seems like everything around me is either claustrophobic. Everything around me is just frustrating to look at, to be around, to sit in. Like, I just get uncomfortable. And I'm like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta find a new environment. I gotta find new things to do, new things to see. It's clear to me. It may not be clear to you, but once you start to open your eyes to that, it gets easier. You start to recognize the signs, the patterns, because it's always the same pattern. It's always the same feelings. It's always the same mood. And because of that, my life has elevated. Even when I'm still in the same environment, but everything about me has evolved, that I know that this too shall pass. Like, even my environment is going to be out with the old, in with the new. And it just happens so organically that it keeps me confident and positive throughout my journey, knowing that I'm reaching my goal. I'm getting closer and closer to my goal. I'm becoming the person that I need to be to fit that huge goal that I have in my mind, because I don't think small. So I got to become bigger inside first. Hope that helps. Bye.